Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're taking an exclusive look at something that feels like a love letter to American muscle, reborn for the modern era, the 2027 Plymouth Roadrunner. Yes, you heard that right. After decades of silence, the Roadrunner nameplate has returned, and it's more than just a nostalgic badge. This isn't your grandfather's straight-line bruiser. This is a performance machine that blends retro soul with contemporary engineering, and it's something enthusiasts have been waiting for, even if they didn't know it. Now, let's dive into what makes this car so special, starting from the outside, where first impressions matter, and trust me, this one hits like a hammer. Standing in front of the 2027 Roadrunner, it's immediately clear that Plymouth, now operating under Stellantis, wasn't interested in going full EV futuristic with this one. This is a muscle car through and through. The front fascia screams aggression but is executed with remarkable restraint. A split grille setup pays tribute to the classic 70s Roadrunner, but it's sharpened with today's LED tech. The grille itself is wide and low, with a thin light bar running across the top, flanked by squared-off LED headlights that seem to squint with intent. And yes, there's a subtle, beep-beep, horn hidden behind the grille, because they couldn't bring this name back without it. The hood features a dual-scoop design, not just for aesthetics, but for feeding air into the high-output powerplant underneath. There's also active aero tucked subtly into the lower splitter, which adjusts based on speed to help with front-end grip at high velocity. No chrome accents here, the trim is all satin black or brushed aluminum depending on the package, giving the car a stealthy, almost sinister look. Moving to the side, proportions are key. The 2027 Roadrunner maintains that long hood, short deck stance we expect from classic muscle, but with much tighter lines. It's lower than you'd expect and rides on staggered 20 and 21-inch wheels front to back, wrapped in Michelin Pilot Sport 5 tires. You've got exaggerated rear haunches that flare out aggressively, tapering into a fastback-style roofline that feels like a nod to the '69 Superbird, without going full cartoonish with a giant wing. The side profile is remarkably clean, minimal badging, smooth contours, and a character line that rises from the front fender through to the rear quarter, giving the car a sense of motion even at a standstill. At the back, the Roadrunner brings things full circle. The rear end is wide and planted, with a full-width taillight bar that pulsates on startup and animates during signaling. The trunk lip doubles as a subtle ducktail spoiler, and beneath that, you've got quad exhaust tips, real ones, nestled in a diffuser setup that's both aesthetic and functional. When you hit the ignition and hear that exhaust bark to life, it's clear the Roadrunner isn't just for looking at, it's meant to be driven. Inside the cabin, the blend of retro and modern continues, but it leans more heavily toward the latter. The dashboard layout is focused and horizontal, with a 14-inch curved OLED display that merges both digital instrumentation and infotainment. You can customize everything from the layout to the color of the gauges, and yes, there's a retro-themed skin available that mimics the old-school analog clusters from the original Roadrunner era. The steering wheel is thick, leather-wrapped, and flat-bottomed, with physical buttons for driving modes, audio, and a few programmable options. Behind it, aluminum paddle shifters feel tactile and precise. Plymouth has thankfully avoided the temptation to make everything touchscreen-based. There are still real knobs for volume and climate control, finished in knurled aluminum. Materials throughout the cabin feel genuinely premium. Alcantara-wrapped door panels, contrast stitching, and optional real carbon fiber or open-pore wood trim give buyers a chance to customize according to taste. The sport seats are heavily bolstered and heated and cooled as standard. They're surprisingly comfortable for long drives, with memory settings and power adjustability in every direction. In the back, it's a 2+2 setup that's generous by coupe standards. Adults can fit, though it's clearly more suited to short trips or kids. Still, this isn't a car that sacrifices livability for drama. In terms of tech, there's a lot going on. Wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto come standard, with over-the-air updates ensuring the system stays current. A 15-speaker Harman Kardon system pumps out serious audio, though you might find yourself turning it off just to hear the engine. Advanced driver assists are all there, adaptive cruise, blind spot, lane keep assist, but they're tuned in a way that doesn't detract from the driving experience. It's a car that wants to keep you in control. Now, under the hood, that's where things get really interesting. The 2027 Roadrunner isn't a fully electric vehicle, but it is electrified. There are two powertrains on offer. The base model uses a 3.6-liter twin-turbo V6 hybrid system producing 550 horsepower and 550 pound-feet of torque, delivering power to the rear wheels through a new 10-speed automatic. It's fast, no doubt, but the real story is the SRT variant. The Roadrunner SRT packs a 6.2-liter supercharged V8 paired with a mild hybrid assist, pumping out a jaw-dropping 735 horsepower and 680 pound-feet of torque. This setup features cylinder deactivation, region braking, and even an EV-only creep mode for city use. It rockets from 0 to 60 in 3.1 seconds and can hit a top speed north of 200 miles per hour. Power delivery is immediate, but not jerky. Thanks to the hybrid assist filling in torque gaps, the experience is smooth, almost surgical, until you stomp on it, and then all hell breaks loose. The chassis dynamics are equally impressive. The Roadrunner features adaptive magnetic dampers, an electronically controlled limited-slip rear differential, and multiple drive modes including track, sport, street, and custom. In track mode, the suspension firms up, throttle response sharpens, and the exhaust opens fully. The car feels surprisingly nimble for its size, thanks to rear-wheel steering and a 50-50 weight distribution achieved via clever packaging of the hybrid battery beneath the rear floor. On real-world roads, the Roadrunner is surprisingly compliant. It doesn't punish you over bumps or potholes. On the track, it's a beast, neutral in the corners, confident on the straights, and always ready to rotate when provoked. It's not just fast in a straight line, it's fast everywhere. Now let's talk pricing. The base trim starts at $62,000 USD, which includes a lot of standard equipment. Step up to the SRT and you're looking at a starting price of $84,000. Fully loaded with carbon fiber, performance pack, upgraded brakes, and premium interior materials. You'll be flirting with the $100,000 mark. That's not cheap, but when you look at the competition, Mustang Dark Horse, Dodge Charger Daytona, or even some of the German two-doors, you'll find the Roadrunner offers a serious performance-to-dollar ratio, especially when you factor in the hybrid tech and heritage. So, who is this car for? That's an interesting question. It's not just for the nostalgic purist who remembers the original Roadrunner posters on their childhood wall. It's for a new generation of drivers who want performance, style, and a connection to the road, without sacrificing modern comfort or tech. It's for someone who doesn't want an EV just yet, but still wants a car that acknowledges the future. It's for the weekend track day enthusiast who also needs a daily driver. And most importantly, it's for someone who wants to feel something when they drive, a sense of thrill, of occasion, of identity. If there's one suggestion I'd offer Plymouth moving forward, it's this: keep the roadmap clear. Don't dilute the name with too many trims or special editions. The Roadrunner has always stood for something simple: speed, fun, and individuality. As long as that remains the case, this revival will be more than a flash in the pan. As we wrap up today's review, I have to say, I didn't expect to be this impressed. When a nameplate like Roadrunner gets revived, expectations are sky high and skepticism comes easy. But after spending time with the 2027 model, it's clear the engineers, designers, and planners behind this project really cared. They didn't just build a muscle car. They built an experience, a car that makes every drive feel like a special event. Whether you're ripping through canyon roads or just heading to the grocery store, it's raw but refined, aggressive yet smart, retro in spirit but future-ready in execution. The 2027 Plymouth Roadrunner isn't just a comeback, it's a statement. One that says muscle cars still have a place in this world, and they're not going out quietly. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this review, don't forget to drop a like, leave a comment below telling me what you think of the new Roadrunner, and